If you're broke on the Mega SMP, I'm going to show you how to get rich. Make sure you stick around to the end because the final method is absolutely insane. Okay, so one of the most passive ways to make money is using mob spawners. So in here, I've got some iron golem spawners. So I'll just quickly show you the setup of what I've got in here. So let me just quickly hop up this ladder and break open a quick entrance. So as you can see in here, there's two iron golem spawners, and in the link in the description, I'll send you guys the video of the person that I used for this particular spawner. I did try and do higher levels, but I think it like slowed down the rates and wasn't as good. I originally had like 4 iron golem spawners, but essentially what happens is the iron golems they spawn in here, and then they, as you can see, yeah, so they spawn, they go in the lava, and then they die, and then essentially what happens is I've got a little storage room downstairs, and in here I have all of the iron that it's been collecting. So as you can see, yeah, it's pretty good. And then this is where I think the poppies come into. But once, sort of every couple of hours, I'll just go in and just throw the poppies in there so it doesn't clog up the system. So this is what I've had from a night of just AFK. And what I need to do is I'll just take the blocks of iron. So what you can either do is you can either go to sell orders, or what you can do is you can just list them up. So if I just go to the item market and go to orders, so you can sell them here straight away. So if I want to sell my whole inventory, I could just sell them like right now. And look, you can see I've made, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but yeah, quite a decent bit of money. Or what you could do instead is, let me just take some of this iron here. Okay, so I've now crafted it into some blocks. So again, if you just go to the item market, I'm quite lazy, so I just do orders, but you can also list the item. So these sell for around 45,000 each. So I'll just list these up. Or you could just use this command, auction house sell 45,000, and then these will sell. If I go to, let's just check if someone's got a lot of iron blocks. Okay, yeah, so there's not many people selling iron blocks at the moment, so I should sell relatively quickly. So another good method that people use is they usually sell potions. I know it's kind of overused and everyone does it, but if you're early on, it is quite a good way to make a lot of quick money. So again, I'll just put in the link below just how I made this automatic brewer. So you just, essentially you just click the buttons and it just fills up automatically with all of the ingredients. Click again for this one. And like, for example, I think strength 2 sells for 4,000, around 3,000 to 4,000. So on the screen, I'll just show you quick maths of how much each of these chests are worth. So yeah, for each of the chests, I'll just put a little screen on here just to show you how much they're worth, so you can see. So you look, they go in and they brew each one. And if I quickly run upstairs, you can see how it works. So all you do is you literally just put all your ingredients in order. So starting from the bottom, just in order, sugar, blah, 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 whack it all in there, let it auto brew, and yeah, you've got a load of potions. So I know everyone sort of says it, but it is a good early way to make a lot of money. So I would definitely recommend it as one of the options. So another pretty good way of earning money is using jewels. So essentially you'll come in here and you'll fight. I'm not amazing at PvP. So what I usually do is I always do unranked jewels or ranked jewels, but I'll keep my inventory on. But if you're really good at PvP, what you can do is essentially come in here, fight someone, and then every time you take their loot, you can then sell that. So a netherite armor set goes for around 200k. So it's essentially like a risk to reward ratio that if you're willing to do. So obviously someone like me who's not amazing at PvP, I probably wouldn't do it. But if you're really good at PvP, 100%. I know some really good players that have got super rich by essentially just coming into here and like just crapping on players and just making so much money. So yeah, I'm beating this guy here, but if it was keep inventory off, I would have sort of taken his armor, would have sold it on the item market. Most netherite pieces, they sell for around 30 to 50k. Okay, so I've got an amazing tip for the Walt Pond that I don't think many people know, and it's literally made me so rich. It's like crazy. So, oh, hello, mate. So essentially, what I do is just before I go to the server menu, and what I'll do is I'll teleport and then I'll spawn switch. So I'll try and find one of the servers where there's literally no players. And if you're smart, you'll realize why. Because if there's no players competing at the Walt Pond, that essentially means that you have all the loot to yourself. You can just run around and get all the loot. So I'll just go to one that's a little bit more. Yeah, let's just go. Blah, blah, blah. Let's try this one here. Of course, most people understand this and have sort of caught on to the idea. But what you can do is that if you notice one of them starts filling up, you can then just really quickly spawn switch to one that's like really low on players. But I'll just do it before it starts anyway. So this one's got barely anybody in it. And I'll run over to the treasure pond and then you're ready to go. Another really important thing to bring as well is 2 potions of swiftness. So just throw them on top of your head. And then it means that you can run around really quickly and just grab everything. So it's definitely a tip that I don't think many people know. They might do, but I don't see many people doing it. So it's definitely something I recommend. And we'll skip to the point when it's actually started. So here we go. It's nearly starting. So I'll just chuck a swiftness on just to prepare. Okay, let's have a little look. Yeah, it's over. Okay, so this is what we got. So we got mending, enchanted golden apple, block of gold, builder's wand. So I'll sell all of this and then we'll see how much I made. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Oh, and also I think I got about 70k worth of, oh no, was it 75 worth of extra coins just from like picking them up. So we'll sell these and we'll come back with the profits. Okay, so all that stuff sold. So essentially we started on 7.44 million and now we're on 7.59. So that's about 150k worth of profit. So that's pretty good. And bearing in mind, I wasn't very good at the fishing rod. If you've got friends, you could probably get a lot more, a lot quicker because each of you, as I said, would just focus a corner and then you would just sell it all afterwards. You can get like some really rare items from here. Like some spawners and other bits and bobs that are worth a lot more. To be honest with you, all the stuff that I got was quite low tier and I still made 150k. So what you can do is similar to the passive mob spawners here is that you can do sort of active mob grinding. So if I go into my personal vault, I've got like a couple of spawners here. So occasionally I like to just farm up some loot. And what you do is just get all of your spawners into your inventory and then just place them down, get an area and just sort of place them down in a line. Actually, that's a little bit too close. So yeah, just place them all down in a line like this, as you can see. Just easy. And then like that. Ooh. And then what you do, actually, I'll tell you what I will get. I will get a double chest. And then from there, we can store all of the loot inside a double chest. And we can then sell that loot on the market and then make some money. So if you're bored, it's quite a nice way just to make a quick amount of money quite fast. And then you can also sell the spawners afterwards. So I've kept these spawners because they're quite good. But yeah, you've got the creeper, which are good, blaze. I think there's a magma as well. I think breeze are really good as well, but they're like 6 million. So I can't be bothered to invest in those. I mean, you can sell them afterwards, but it's quite a lot of money to invest. There's also like, you don't have much money. There's also like cave spider spawners where you can sell like the spider eyes. Also cow spawners, there's loads. And I think beef sells for about 5k each. So you can do this with any spawner. So it takes about a minute for the mobs to like start spawning in. But yeah, so all you do is just keep killing them with a looting 3 sword. It's quite important. And after a while, you'll get quite a lot of loot. And then you'll just sell that on the market for quite a bit. So yeah, witches are quite OP because they drop quite a lot of different loot and each one goes for quite a lot. Like all those ingredients are really important for the potion brewing. So when we mentioned you can sell potions, it's actually quite important that you can sell these items because they're needed for those for those potion ingredients, if that makes sense. So if you collect these, I'll do a quick time lapse. Actually, I'll just skip to the point afterwards, and then we can sell it all, and then I'll just show you. So after like a couple minutes, I'll show you how much we've gathered. I'll sell it, and then just show how much money you can make. Okay, so good news. All that stuff is sold. So we've sold everything within the chest. Let me just double check, make sure nothing's behind. Nope, yeah, all sold. Brilliant. Okay, and on the screen, I'll put how much we made. So we grinded those spawners for I think probably about 15 or 20 minutes. And on the screen, I'll put how much I made. I think it might have been just a bit over 100k. So it's not too bad. Some of these spawners aren't high tier. Like if you're doing Breeze or Iron Golem farms, I think, or Piglin as well, you get a lot more. But I just wanted to highlight that this is like one of the good methods to get a decent amount of coins. Linking back to what I was saying about the Warp Pond, if you want to do Warzone and get a free luxury bundle, in a luxury bundle, if you don't know it, it's just got a couple of really good items. Every couple of hours, there's a Warzone event, like King of the Hill, and you can do a very similar thing to the Warp event. So if you again go to Spawn Switcher, I chose one of the low pop EU Central ones again. It's not King of the Hill currently, but I accidentally just missed it. I didn't realize, but again, I picked a low pop server, so you would just obviously run in, camp at the top of the King of the Hill. If it's a low pop, you probably won't have much competition. You can bring maybe like 3 or 4 of your friends. If not, you could probably do it solo. If you're good at PvP, you just sit up on the top for 10 minutes, and then you'd easily get King of the Hill event, and you get the W, and then you'd get all the luxury bundles. So that is like a really good way of sort of like spawn switching, and it's something that I'd recommend everyone to give a go. So these are like one of the last 2 methods I would say for people to use that are like more experienced or have a lot of money, and this is the main way that I've been making a decent amount of money. And the main one is flipping rare items. So you'll go to the item market, and an important fact to know is that the item market refreshes every minute at a random point in time. Well, not random. So say, for example, the market refreshes at 1 minute 30. Then the next minute it'll refresh 2 minute 30, 3 minute 30. So it'll refresh every minute on the minute, if that makes sense. And the only time it resets is if there's been a special event. So what you can do is you can keep refreshing the first page until it refreshes. So just have a stop clock or your watch on you and just keep refreshing it until what will happen is that the page will reset, and then you write down the exact time that the market resets, and then you know when to, just before that or just after, you quickly reset the market, and then you can see all of the trades. So that's the main way that I use. So you'll do a quick refresh, you'll know what the rough prices of things are, and then you'll just quickly flip them. The ones that make the most money are the rare items. So Orbit's helmets, a few of the other limited ones like the Phoenix staff. They're the ones that you would need to look out for. And on the Orbit's website, on the MPVP website, they've got a little calculator that tells you the prices of certain items. So if you use that, you'll have a rough guide of what sort of the prices of things are. So you don't want to buy that. They're going to go for about 250 anyway. But you'll see that it's really important. Another really good trading method that more advanced people use is like buying and selling orbits. So as you can see at the moment, I've got 200 orbits, and one orbit roughly sells for around like 14k, anywhere between 10 and 14k. So what people do with loads of money is that they will buy orbits off people for 10k, and they'll sell them to people for 14, if that makes sense. So then they make like 4,000 per orbit. So if you're selling 100 orbits, then you're making like 400k. And it's sort of like a commission in a weird way. You're sort of like being a market maker. So that's quite an advanced way. But definitely for me, it's trading the rare items. I'll put a little screenshot on the screen right now of some of the trades that I've been in recently. Most of them that I get into are cheaper, and then I sell them for maybe like 500k extra than what I bought them from. But that's for the people that are slightly more advanced. But that's one of the last things I probably say people should do if they've got the most amount of money. If you've got any more ideas on how to make money on the server, then definitely put it in the comment section. And thanks for watching.